This just in, CBS News correspondent Sharyn Alfonsi says she's effectively been pushed out of 60 Minutes after accusing network leadership of interfering with politically sensitive reporting, escalating a growing crisis over editorial independence at one of America's most iconic and important legacy news programs. So Alfonsi's contract expired on Saturday this weekend, and according to a new report from the New York Times, it was not renewed, months after her explosive internal criticism of CBS management for pulling that segment about torture and abuse inside of El Salvador's mega prison. In a call with the Times, she said that it sends a chilling message to the entire newsroom and that she thinks it was a deliberate choice to penalize a journalist for refusing to sanitize tragically accurate reporting. And the controversy does, if you'll remember, date back to December when a 13-minute, 60-minute segment reported by Alfonsi on Venezuelan deportees sent to El Salvador was abruptly pulled before airing by CBS News editor-in-chief Bari Weiss. And at the time, Weiss reportedly argued that the story was simply not ready and pushed for additional Trump administration perspectives to complete it, including efforts to secure comments from Trump immigration architect Stephen Miller. Alfonsi, however, called the move political in an internal email to colleagues that later leaked, triggering a firestorm inside the network. The segment did eventually air about a month later and largely intact, but with additional administration comments.
This past week, DHS told us we are confident in our law enforcement's intelligence, and we aren't going to share intelligence reports and undermine national security every time a gang member denies he is one. That would be insane.
And now, Alfonsi says that the fallout has permanently altered the culture inside of 60 Minutes, which is a program that has long been viewed as one of the last beacons of aggressive television investigative journalism. She said that for the last 60 years, it's been the same formula. Tell the truth, hold power accountable, don't blink, and that essentially it's unclear what the next season looks like. Now, there's a national concern that corporate and political pressures are reshaping legacy media newsrooms. Weiss, a far-right opinion journalist brought into CBS by new billionaire owner and Trump ally David Ellison, is reportedly considering major changes to 60 Minutes, including digital-first segments, live events, and new outside contributors. Critics inside of the CBS newsroom reportedly fear that those changes could really dilute the show's traditional investigative identity, kind of the smoke and mirrors of let's make it more successful. But actually, the tensions are especially notable because 60 Minutes remains enormously successful. Despite internal turmoil, the program's ratings were reportedly up 9% this season, according to Nielsen ratings. Alfonsi is now the second major 60 Minutes figure to leave since Weiss took over CBS News leadership. Earlier this year, Anderson Cooper announced his departure after 2 decades with the program, and in his farewell remarks, he appeared to issue his own warning.
And things should evolve and change, but I hope the core of what 60 Minutes is always remains. Yes. I think the independence of 60 Minutes has been critical. I think the trust it has with viewers is critical to the success of 60 Minutes.
Now, for many journalists in America, like myself, watching this unfold, the concern now goes far beyond one contract dispute. The bigger question is whether one of the most trusted investigative programs in American television can remain independent in an era where media companies face growing political and corporate and ideological pressure.